what does it do? It does the boom. Summer's not quite over yet. As you take your last excursions out before school's back in session, or before your job tries to force you back into the office, don't forget to pack some fun tunes. The folks at Soundcore sent this my way to take a listen and share my thoughts. It's a little box that does the big boom. Apologies, I'm gonna be peppering that throughout the video. It's just fun to say, boom. So corny. The Soundcore Motion Boom Plus is a lightweight, durable, portable Bluetooth speaker, and it gets real loud. Just trying to get some B-roll, I was definitely annoying some of my neighbors because all the numbers here are pretty big. We get two 30-watt subs with two 10-watt tweeters in a bass maximizing frame. Bluetooth 5.3 is the connection radio, IP67 water and dust resistant, and a whopping 13,400 milliamp hour battery to power not only the speaker, but it can also top off your other battery powered gadgets. Starting with the build quality, it's light and it's rugged, just over 5 pounds, but in a real durable shell. None of this plastic feels cheap. Even the shoulder strap clips feel really nice. These metal hard points to connect to the strap, or I mean, you can clip the speaker to other things too, like a hiking pack. The rear port cover is nice and thick, but you really want to make sure it's plugged in all the way. This is how you're going to keep your ports dry when things get moist. Soundcore says it's water resistant, and IP67 is kind of a big deal. Better still, IP67, and the claim is it'll float if you drop it off a boat. My condo pool is being renovated, so I couldn't test that here. And we live in rocky hill desert terrain. We're not too far from the ocean, but I really didn't want to submerge this thing in salt water. So for water resistance, you're gonna get some clips like this, and here you go. Up to 20 hours of playtime on a single charge. This is built to go all day and most of the night, or to go multiple days if you give it a little downtime. The tech is solid, the build quality is spot on, but it's a portable speaker. So how does it sound? Nice and bassy. I know of Soundcore earbuds being some fun skull rumblers. Their speaker is built similarly. This is a tube of boom. The subs kind of feed off of each other. They radiate from the sides, and the tweeters point where you really want the sound to go. There's a two-stage bass switch. Low is good. It's clear and it's loud. But the bass up mode gets a lot more rumble into the mix. I know on the traditional speakers, you shouldn't be like pushing your fingers against a subwoofer cone, but you can literally see with your eyes how much bass these things are cranking. The nice thing is this design, they aren't easily overloaded. The subs don't get mushy or dull. There's a surprisingly quick articulation for a battery powered sub. When I do kind of tap with my fingertips, it almost feels like a radical haptic motor on steroids. So we can get nitpicky about codecs and audio stream quality, and that's not really the point here. Can you get outside and carry this and blast some tunes and not worry too much about it getting messed up if it gets sandy, dirty, or wet? This sounds good indoors, but it's ridiculous overkill for a small office, and I'm kind of maxing out this space. When taking it outside, you're likely not listening in environments where we're focusing on audiophile fidelity. You hook it up to your phone and you jam on your favorite playlists. There is an app that helps flesh out the experience. A recent firmware update improved some of the high frequency representation in playback, added a little more clarity. I don't like the volume slider in the app. It's real easy to touch around it and jack the volume of the speaker significantly higher. I'd recommend sticking with like your phone's volume rocker. And there's a solid EQ included. You can dial in the exact sound you want with a couple presets just to kind of shortcut. You don't need the app if you want to pair it with another phone on the fly, but it is nice to tweak a little for such a powerful speaker. My only gripe in operation is cabled playback. There's a USB-C port to charge the speaker. There's a USB-A to charge another gadget. And thankfully there's a 3.5mm port to plug in an analog sound source. I kind of feel this is more complicated than it needs to be though. The USB-C doesn't seem to charge other gadgets. I think this would have been nice to make this a bi-directional USB-C port. And it's certainly nice to have an analog aux in, but I would have loved to have USB audio playback. Plug a phone in over the USB-C and send data over that connection while charging the phone instead of using Bluetooth. That's totally not a deal breaker, but it would have been nice if you wanted a friend to take over the playlist duties, and most phones lack a headphone jack now. But that's it though. My main gripe is in no way, shape, or form a deal breaker. Soundcore is making big claims for this speaker. I can't find any serious faults. It's exceeding those claims in my use. It's easy to travel with. It's not a gadget you'll need to be so concerned with. You don't need to baby it when you're out and about. It runs for a while when you get to where you're going, and if you're really fancy, you can get 2 of these and link them together for even louder playback with PartyCast. There's no surprise here. Soundcore has been delivering the goods for a while now. I've been impressed since my first listen on their true wireless earbuds, and the speaker is rocking my socks. I'd only ask that if you do buy one of these, just try to be considerate of your hiking, camping, or beach neighbors. Please don't rock their socks while you're rocking your socks, because this box does the boom. So I will, of course, leave some links down below where you can find more information on the Soundcore Motion Boom Plus, and also check out some of their other audio gear. They're making some really fun stuff these days. As always, thanks so much for watching, for sharing these videos, and subscribing to the channel. All of the support lately has been absolutely fantastic. If you're catching the links in the descriptions below, hitting my home site, SomeGadgetGuy.com, if you're buying some merch, or if you're joining the list of names scrolling by on your screen from my Patreon, patreon.com/SomeGadgetGuy. This list is basically the coolest collection of tech pals in the universe. So I hope you'll check them out. Now, you know where you can find me around the rest of the internet, at SomeGadgetGuy on the Twitters and the Twitch, not so much on the Facebooks and the Instagrams, and I will catch you all on the next review.